That's incredible. I love my new toy. Wow. So nice. This is wonderful. Oh, I'm loving this. I've had a milk frother before. My cover disappeared. It's probably one of those things that I stopped using for a while, put away. Cover ended up upstairs. Go away, bug. I didn't know what it was. Sat around forever and ever, and I got sick of it. Looking at it on my counter and threw it out. I'm guessing. How foolish, now that I think about it, if that's what happened. Anyhow, but there's like little baby bees around. Go away, please. I'm out in my yard. It's very wet. I'm thankful that we had this camping chair in the shed I could pull out and sit in because everything else is soaked. But I'm very pleased it's soaked because when we were in Connecticut, we went for our walk, a 3-mile walk. It didn't end up being 3 miles. Go, oh, please, I don't want to inhale you. Go away. There was this lady, my husband and I were walking through my mom's neighborhood, the street over, and there was this lady outside, and she had these huge plants in her yard. Like, they had huge leaves. They're tropical looking. My husband, being friendly like he is, said, oh, hello, I really like your plants. What are they? She said they're canna. Next thing you know, she's going and digging up bulbs for us. And that was so kind and unexpected. And so we went for a walk and came back around because she asked if we would come back around. And really fast, she had them ready. Like, we were prepared to turn right and then go up the hill and then come back down and meet her. But she was already there and like waving us over when we got to that part before we went up. So we went down to her. She had a whole box of them for us. She gave us 13 rhizomes. And then some of them were huge and already had flowers on the ends of them. This little baby bee or whatever it is. Please go away. It keeps like landing on my phone. Like, it wants to be my friend. What on earth? I don't think it could sting me. It's tiny. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Save yourself, bee. You don't want me. You want to live. This entire, please don't go on my coffee. Oh gosh, I'm just trying to make a video. I missed you guys. I miss sitting here doing videos, and this is chaotic. This is so chaotic. I hope you don't mind. Maybe you like it. I guess we'll find out, won't we? I need to make some content. I'm fresh out. I had really worked at it tirelessly before going on my trip. We were gone for 10 days. I actually ended up staying a day later than I planned. So, or was it 2 days? I don't know. See, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I guess it was 9 days. 9 days. My yard is super overgrown. The grass is tall. But what's good is that I had put grass seed down before leaving, and it's all come in. You could tell because it's a different color. It's like darker green. It's a newer grass. It's cute. So that's nice. It came in, but so did everything else. Our yard is full of clover, which is fine. The bees must love it. But the thing is, my garden is so overgrown. It's like a jungle. I was kind of devastated to come home to that. My basil looked really good. I had pruned it right before leaving. Severe, like as much as I could. And I finally learned how to do it properly. I made a short about it if anyone needs to know. And it came back and it was just so gorgeous. I pruned it again as soon as I got home. There wasn't as much to prune this time, and there was much smaller clippings that I took off. But I did it. And my cilantro, though. My cilantro was small when I left. It's super tall, spindly. The leaves are looking different, looking more like dill. You know how it does that, and it turned to flowers. I was kind of devastated because I need a cilantro. I love my Mexican food. I don't want it to go to seed, so I chopped off all the flowers as soon as I could. But I'm thinking, man, this happened in 9 days. What am I going to do? Also, guys, I'm really excited and, like, nervous because while I was in Connecticut, I was there for my grandson's birthday party. He had an Americana fourth birthday. It was wonderful. My daughter did an awesome job, and her husband, he helped her a lot. They did an awesome job. I was there for moral support. There wasn't much. I feel like I did do some things to help, but I feel like I couldn't just get in there and do a ton of stuff because she had her vision. She wanted things a certain way, so I was just there kind of like keeping her company so she wasn't bored and alone doing all this stuff. And then giving her a helping hand when she needed to hang something. I was taller, so that helped and things like that. I made a few cake pops. I didn't make a ton because this was my first time making it. I made like 3, 1 broke. I said, oh, okay. I ate that one. It was delicious. And I didn't want to keep making them in case that happened again. But yeah, they did a wonderful job. It was beautiful. I'm hoping to make a video with some of that as a keepsake for them, but also, for my channel. It was so fun, and it's the season. If I can do that today and air it tomorrow, that would be cool because tomorrow's the 4th. We had our town fireworks last night and we missed it. I'm so sad because I really wanted to go, but we had just gotten home I had just gotten home yesterday. My husband got home the day before, and because he was worried about something about work, and he works remotely anyways, but I guess he just felt like he wanted to be home to deal with it. It ended up being fine, whatever was going on. So, anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. So while I was down there, my daughter and son-in-law were looking at puppies. They already have a puppy. We call her Pinball, me and my husband, because she's all over the place. She's a mini golden doodle, very hyper, but she's sweet, but very hyper. I can't even get a picture with her because she just doesn't stay still at all. So, I thought, man, it would be cute if she got a little friend. They can just go crazy together and wear each other out. But anyway, they were looking at puppies, and it kind of got my heart going. Now, I lost my dog April 23rd, and I didn't think I would get another dog. I threw all of his things out, except for one bowl. I kept one bowl, and I left it on the floor in the same spot for my bunny. It just hurt me to see his stuff, which is weird because I'm not usually like that. I'm usually very sentimental and the opposite. I really am. I'm the opposite with anyone else. It's weird, but for some reason. Anyway, I did get a statue and put it in the garden to commemorate or honor him and his sister. I picked them up when they were 8 weeks old in Pennsylvania. So I had them their whole lives. And that was sad for me. And so I got rid of all his things. I thought I was going to keep his leash. And then I saw it the next day. It just killed me. Because, there was no more getting up in the morning and coming down to the kitchen and him just being so excited to see me. That was all over, and it just hurt. So, anyway. So it was tugging at my heartstrings when I saw these puppies we were looking at. And I couldn't get these puppies. They were worth like $3,000. Wasn't going to happen. I fell in love with 2 of them. It was horrible. One was a corgi, and he went, like literally howled, and I thought, oh my god, that's the cutest thing I ever saw in my life. It reminded me of my son, which is a weird thing to say, but he was an avid dog lover, and he was a little bit on the silly side, and he would howl sometimes to be extra. And anyway, it just got me going. And then there was a little terrier. What kind of terrier? It was a very popular terrier. Why can't I think of it? I'm wanting to say fox terrier, but I don't think that's what it was. But it's like a very popular, like if you said it, it would probably be the right terrier. I just can't think of it for some reason. It's really weird. Anyway, I love them both. They were tiny. They were very sociable when we saw them. They had just gotten there, so I don't do stores for dogs or anything like that. I picked up my dogs from a farm in Pennsylvania. It was a lady with a hobby farm, and she bred her 2 dogs only. She had a pair that she bred, and those were the only dogs she bred, and she bred them over the years, until they got too old. And that was from one of their litters I picked up my 2 dogs. So anyway, got me going, and I said, I was down there, and I picked up my phone when I was back at their house, and I entered this into the search bar. I put dog for adoption who's good with cats and rabbits. And up came this beautiful mini no, it wasn't a mini. This beautiful dachshund mix. Kind of with the color, tricolor, kind of like my Clyde. But I mean, it's not my Clyde, right? But she has that beautiful little face and that cute little look that I love. And I read it. They had a whole page written up about her, and I read it, and I fell in love with her as I read it. She sounded so sweet. It's just like she was already in my heart when I just read her page. And I waited 3 days. I tried to put it out of my mind. I'm like, no, I really shouldn't get another dog. We have a bunny. We have a cat that's skittish upstairs, you know. Like, she self-isolates herself to upstairs as it is. So, like, that would stress her out. She's 15. I really shouldn't. So I just tried to forget about it. My husband kept bringing it up. I thought that was weird because he was kind of like letting me have it because he knew I wanted it, but not really thrilled is what I thought. And that's how he, you know, that's what I thought he was doing and how he was being. But he kept bringing it up to the point where I'm like, I feel like he really wants this dog. That's interesting. And so I finally contacted the people at the rescue organization. She said there's been a lot of interest. They haven't found the right person yet. She encouraged me to get an application in ASAP. I got it in that same day that I spoke with her. And I had already told her a bit about our family through the email. She said we did sound like a really good match. And so I got my application in. It was an intense application. They needed 3 personal references, a vet. You know, they made sure to let you know they're going to call everybody. And we needed email addresses for my references, which is crazy because I don't even know any of my friends' email addresses. Like, nobody gives their email out, you know, anymore. So I contacted the 3 people and asked for their emails. They were all very willing and happy for me and, you know, hoping I get the dog. That was so sweet and wonderful. One of them was our pet sitter in our neighborhood, Rissa. Love her. She's awesome with dogs. I'm sure any animals, but, you know, we deal with dogs. And so she has 2 King Charles Spaniels, I think they are. They're so cute. I love them. One's more black and white. One's more brown and black. And my dog Clyde used to go over there when we would need a pet sitter, when we would go away and not want to drag him for whatever reason. We did take him a fair amount, but we left him a fair amount as well because it was just, he had fun socializing with other dogs for one thing. So it was good for him on that level. You know, just, we didn't have to, there's a lot going on when we go out. You know, the whole car ride thing, and the car's full of all our stuff, and then we're trying to fit a big basset hounds in there, and I just thought at some point I just thought it was nicer that they could stay and play and socialize. So anyway, I didn't hear from them. What day did I do this? Let's see, I left my mom's house on yesterday, which was Wednesday. I think I got the application in Tuesday. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday, which is wild because they got back to me yesterday. I had driven all day from Connecticut to my house, and everything was overgrown, and, you know, I haven't been home cleaning for a week and a half or anything. The kids took very good care of the bunny for me and the cat. Her area looked good. I was very pleased and thankful that my kids really, really came through for us and our animals. And I get an email from the rescue organization wanting to do a home visit tonight, which was last night when I just got home from driving all day. My yard is overgrown jungle. I said, oh my God, my house, you know. I said, holy cow. So I said, I haven't even actually told, and they wanted everybody that lives in the house to be present for the meeting, even just for a few minutes. And I was like, oh my goodness. They basically wanted to make sure everyone was okay with having a dog in the house. I didn't love that because it's my house. They're living here free. Like, it's my dog, my house. Like, it made me feel some kind of way, you know? Like, but it's fine. It went fine. That's me being weird, I guess. It's good that they're doing their due diligence and they're less thorough. It's good. It's a good sign. When I spoke with them on the phone, the lady was amazing. She really knows what she's doing. She's really well spoken. I really enjoyed my time with her, and I felt really like I was in competent hands with these people, and the dog was as well. So we passed, all the references and the vet check and all that. They had called me also yesterday, earlier in the afternoon, because the person who does the reference checking, my vet wouldn't release any information. I had to call and do that. So I did, and then I let her know I did it, and then she called again. So everything was all set. We had our home visit last night via FaceTime. Actually, no, it was Google Meet. And then they wanted to see the house, and it was like, oh, okay, my house had a little bit of things around because I had just gotten home. Chewy had been delivered, so we had boxes of, Chewy out in our dining room, and I had some supplies stacked up on my, a shelf on a table, like a decorative table bottom shelf, which looks kind of weird, but, I was planning to throw that Alice in Wonderland party, and all my supplies were there. So, anyway, my house wasn't perfect, but, that's okay. It shows I'm not uptight, I guess, if anything. My house is never going to be perfect. I have animals. I'm an animal-centered person. I have a garden. I'm a garden-centered person, outdoor-centered person. When I have a dog, they're coming in and out. There's no way my house is going to be perfect. But I like it to look nice, And I hadn't been home to clean the floor in a week and a half, so it is what it is. I think it looked pretty good overall, considering all that. And there wasn't much to show them, because I showed them my living room. I showed them my kitchen, but I'm thinking in hindsight, did I really show them enough? Because I got distracted when I was getting up and showing them the living room. I said, here's my bunny stuff. They saw all my bunny stuff lined up against a wall, under my decorative table. I had her little patio house thing, and then a box with a bed in it, and then a mat in front of it. I said, here's my bunny's things. And then we keep going down, and I'm like, and this, and it's like a whole huge castle. And then, and this, and past that was her litter box area. You guys have seen that, and her bowls. And then past that was her box of hay I just leave out because she loves to jump on it and chew on it and tear it up. And I let her. It looked all very neat, at least. But just a long line of bunny stuff. And then I went into the kitchen, and my bunny was there, and so I got down on the floor showing them the bunny, and I'm thinking, they don't care, girl, about your damn bunny. They're trying to see the house, but, I wasn't thinking. I'm used to doing YouTube stuff now, and I just saw an opportunity to show my bunny again. And when we started the video, we were sitting on the couch, and the bunny was there, and I was, putting the camera like this on the bunny and petting her. So they see, my animals are on the couch. My couch is torn up. It is what it is. I don't have fancy company in my house. My house is my refuge, my sanctuary. I don't really invite a lot of people in here other than my son's girlfriends. They're obviously very welcome. I love when they come over. My one son's girlfriend hasn't been coming over, and I miss her. And I don't even know her that well. But I like seeing them around. I like socializing with them. I know they don't want to hang out with 51-year-old people, but it's nice to see them for a little bit, hear about what they're doing and whatnot. It's entertaining. It's nice to know what's going on in the world through their eyes and what fun things they might have seen. So I miss that she hasn't been around that much. And I don't want to say anything because, who knows what's going on. But I also want them to know, we like her and like seeing her around. So I'll have to figure that out. Some way to bring that up without seeming weird. Anyway, maybe I'll throw some kind of get together and invite her. I haven't been doing that. We used to do that all the time before we moved here. And the kids were small, and it was so wonderful. We had a big yard. We had all kinds of fun things for kids in it, and we would have these get-togethers, once a month, I think. Once or twice a month. And, I'd buy a bunch of meat and grill it, and people would all bring a dish, and it was wonderful. And when I moved here, I never really had that again, and it was sad for me and my kids. But we started having animals fill our days in house. Anyway, this is all over the place, chaotic. Hopefully it's interesting enough that you're not bored to death. I enjoy these talks, like I mentioned. one of my favorite YouTubers, did these kind of videos. I always enjoyed them because I was at home. I had a lot of time at home, and I just didn't socialize out a lot at that time. And I followed her long enough that I really grew attached to her. And she's no longer on YouTube, and it's sad. But, you know, I have my favorites still, a couple other favorites. And then some key interest video, you know, channels as well for things I'm interested in. And it's great. And sometimes I find a new, fun person or channel. And so I enjoy these coffee talks. And they're not performing well, so I don't know why I'm even doing them other than I enjoy doing them. And I like feeling like I'm having coffee with my friends. It's fun. It's nicer than sitting in the living room watching my husband on his laptop. Or by myself. And I just take a few minutes out of my day. So anyway, it went really well. We got high up in the process really fast. I was a little concerned because when we talked about the rabbit, I guess their dog, or the dog, hasn't really been around the rabbit that much. But the few times that she has been around the rabbit has been fine. She's kind of looked at the rabbit, and then went about her business, got disinterested. She doesn't seem to have a high prey drive, which dachshunds usually do. She doesn't seem to have a high prey drive. Other when she's outside, she does, with birds and stuff and squirrels. But in the house, she seems to understand this is family, pet, whatever. They haven't noticed any issues. So I looked really concerned because, I don't know, I got really nervous. And I was really concerned. I love my rabbit. We don't want anything to happen to her, obviously. But then when I thought about it after the call, she could tell I was concerned at that point. She said, you don't have to decide right now. And it was nice of her to say that, but also funny of me to even think that I might have had to, because she's got a lot of interest, that dog. People are interested in her. It's not like I'm the only person. So that kind of set me down at ease. But you know what? After the call, when I thought about it, I showed them the yard. I was kind of because I haven't been home to take care of it. I told them my yard is overgrown right now. I've been gone for 9 days. So, and then we had stuff out in the yard. It didn't look that great, in my opinion, because we had also been working. Not only did I drive home from Connecticut all day, but during a heat wave, we also were doing some yard work out here. You couldn't tell because it wasn't the lawn and the garden that's overgrown and crazy, but I had a wheelbarrow out here, some camping furniture out here. I had planted 2 pots. Okay, this is another thing I need to tell you about, which is a side story. Before I left, you saw me prune my basil. I made a short about it. And then you saw me put it in a cup of water. Okay, all the shoots that I pruned. They were pretty good sized prunings that I took off, because that was my first time doing it. I didn't want them to flower. I wanted them to bush up and get huge, like a basil tree. That's what I want. I love basil. There's never enough basil. So I put it in a cup of water thinking this will enhance their life so that I get a chance to use it. It won't go bad, wilt and dry out and get weird. I don't like dry basil. I like fresh. I love fresh. There's nothing like it. So I thought this will keep it revived and healthy and perked up for a while, I never used it. I went away on my trip. I filled it back up with water. I came home. I said, wow, my basil looks really good. I was shocked when I got home. My basil looked really good and thriving on my counter. And I was like, wow. And I picked it up. I just picked up the top of the basil, took it out of the water, and there was all these roots. I inadvertently grew new plants. I didn't mean to. I think it's awesome. Now I know how to do it. I've never done it before. I've had basil, but I've just had minimal basil. I've had whatever I picked up at the store and planted in my garden. It always made flowers. I always pinched off the flowers, but I didn't know how to prune it properly. I wasn't doing it right. Now that I actually know how to do it right, I know that I wasn't doing it right prior. And it gave me basil when I needed some fresh in my cooking and stuff, and gave me some pesto. Not lots, because it never grew into a big basil tree like I'm doing this year. So I had all these little shoots, and I went to Home Depot when we had to get supplies to plant these canna plants out front and make a whole new little bed out there. So here's the new little raised area we made yesterday for those tropical plants. Should be interesting. Didn't really know where else to put it, so we lined the driveway. So that's what we got. We will be the proud owner of Canna Plants soon. My goodness, what a busy day. I bought 2 big pots and we bought some more soil because I brought home 2 San Marzano plants that I saw at a really good deal at a side of the road stand kind of thing, and 2 more thyme plants. I love thyme as well. I have already a bucket of thyme out front. I wanted more. I'm greedy. So I got 2 more. I was thinking I was going to give one to my son, but his garden's like a jungle. The weeds are taken over completely, and I'm really sad because I have lemon balm over there. I wanted to really thrive. It was thriving before I left. Now it's got to be choked out. I mean, he's got like trees over there and everything. It's kind of, he didn't want it. This is his thinking. He didn't want to take it down or mess with it because he saw all the insects enjoying it. And that's sweet and wonderful. But my lemon balm, brother, my lemon balm, your strawberry plants, like, come on, we can't do this. But I do understand what he's saying. I see a bee over there right now having a good old time. But I mean, this thing's probably invasive. It's got flowers on it. It's probably going to drop seeds. I can't have this. I don't want to deal with this. I got to get this out of here. So, oh my heavens. It's taller than me. It's taller than my 6-foot fence. It's a nightmare. But he's got a beautiful lemon balm over there, and I planned on dividing it up towards the end of summer and planting it elsewhere in my yard because I love it. And I think the pollinators will love lemon balm, and it's healing. It's good for your immune system. I forget what else it's good for. It's good for like calming. I think it's good for digestion and calming your system down. I just want it. I love it. It means a lot to me. And I want to put it in more than one spot in my yard. And I want the birds to come feast off it and go carry the seed elsewhere in our land. Please do it in the wild, not in someone's yard. They'll just uproot it. Go do it at the creek. Anyway, I don't know how far these little birds in our neighborhood fly. Maybe not too far. I don't know. I'd like to think if I was them and I lived around here, I'd go down the creek. It's not that far. It's at the end of the road. Oh, my husband came outside. How cute. I'm not even over there. I'm over here today because why did I come over here? I don't even know. There was a reason. I think it just made me look crazy over there. He was talking to me. Hold on. He was just trying to find out if I was recording. I'm going to hang this up soon. We've been chit-chatting about a whole lot of nothing for long enough. Probably. I don't want to bore you to death. I want you to come back and see me next time. Please cross your fingers for me. I really want this little dog. I loved her already. I did get concerned about the rabbit. But when I thought about it afterward, I'm like, we have a gate up between the dining room and the kitchen, and the doggy can sleep in the dining room. I was thinking I'll make her a little den in there. Leave it open. She's very traumatized, like acting with the crate. She's not great about the crate. She seems to have horrible separation anxiety, but then they realized it wasn't really true separation anxiety. It was the crate itself. She's not good to be locked up in a crate, and I don't really want to do that to her anyways. The only reason I would want to do that is because if she peed all over my house, and she's not great at potty training. I'd have to keep continuing to work with her on that, although she's doing better. I was encouraged by what they were saying yesterday. And they were saying that she sleeps, they've been letting her sleep in her bed. And I was thinking the same thing, like I would like to do that. She's a small little dog. She's 15 pounds. And I hope that doesn't make you think I'm weirdo. But if it does, well, I'm sorry. But I love her so much, and she's so little, and I can bathe her so easily randomly. She's just so small. It's going to be so easy to handle and deal with her and keep her clean. Yeah, I just feel like I would like to cuddle her in my bed. My cat wouldn't love that. But she has other rooms she can go in. This is a baby that's been bounced around a lot. She's 11 months old. I want to bond with her. I want her to know she can trust me. I'm going to be with her 24/7. Everywhere I go, I'm going to take her because that's what she needs. And I do love having a sidekick. I miss having a sidekick. I'm at home. I have a home-based life and a garden-based life. I'm the perfect person for her. I'm retired early. Basically, I do some side work at home, but nothing over the top, you know? Nothing that's going to make me not available to my dog. And that's why I need a dog. That's why I need a dog. Because I love my bunny so much. I missed her so bad when I was gone. But she's not a dog. You know, she's social when she wants to be social. And I do really love her. When I was gone, oh, I missed her so bad. But it's not the same as a dog companion. There's nothing like a dog companion. A cat can come a little bit closer. But still, you can't just pack up, I mean, you can put a cat on a leash sometimes, but for the most part, in my experience, that's not what a cat wants to do. They don't want to go on walks. They don't want to go in the car, you know? They don't want to go check out new places with you. Like, I want to go see the wild horses in Maryland. Shoot, you know what? When I pick her up, when I pick my baby up from her foster family, it's 500 miles from my home. Ish. I don't know the exact address. That's just like what Google says how far that town is. I'm wondering if that's a good time to plan my trip to see the wild horses in Assateague State Park in Maryland. I'm thinking that might be. And another thing, they were asking, you know, the woman was asking the foster family how she does in the car, and apparently she's not the greatest in the car. And I was like, oh, because I plan to take her in the car all the time with me. But I think maybe she's just needs a lot of reassurance. The foster mom said Sarah, her name, and the other lady was called Gemma. And Sarah said that, you know, when they have her in the car, she just holds her on her lap. And like one time she was even trying to climb up her shoulder. But she wasn't driving, she was a passenger. So that made me realize, okay, when we go pick up this dog, we're both going to have to go, which I think my husband was actually on board to do anyways, it sounds like, because after we met with them and I hung up and everything, she had asked me before we hung up when I could pick her up if I was chosen, and I said, well, I have to go back to Connecticut on July 17th and 18th to watch my grandchildren while my kids take the two older grandchildren to a music festival. And they're 10 and 7. That I could pick her up after that. And she said, I don't think that timeline's going to work for us. And I said, oh, they don't want her to stay. They want to get her out of the foster home ASAP because she's already been there 2 months. And like she was explaining the timeline with dogs, and to me, they have some kind of like rule of 3 where in 3 days, you don't really see their personality until after 3 days. They're kind of quiet and, you know, just adjusting, I guess, figuring out where they are, the house, and learning the house and the routine schedule and all that kind of thing. And then, you know, after 3 weeks, you see more of their personality, their full personality. And I don't remember what else she was saying. And then like 3 months, they realize they're home and they're part of the family. And so she's already been there 2 months. They don't want her to realize she's home and part of the family already. So I'm like, oh, I understand that. That's understandable. So we hung up. And then she said maybe they can arrange a transport to help get her here. Okay, and so then after we hung up, my husband was saying we could go get her Monday. I said, what? I was so surprised how like supportive and like eager he was to help get the dog home. I was surprised, you know, because I knew that was what I wanted. And of course he loved our dogs we had and helped care for them and walked them and all that. But I don't know why. I was still kind of surprised. You know, he has a busy career and all that. He travels. Not as much this year, thank goodness. But, you know, he travels when he's not working remotely. So I was very pleased. And he also said that she could sleep in our bed. Because after they said that she slept in her bed, I showed them the living room, said I was thinking I could make her a bed here. You know, it's a small room, but it's gated. And then there's stairs going up, but I would have to put a gate there. I already told them that. I'm like, she wouldn't be going up there because stairs aren't good for doxies at all. They're susceptible to spinal problems, intervertebral disc disease. I don't know if I pronounced that properly, but, and so they can't be jumping on and off furniture. Like, you gotta get stairs. They can't be jumping in and out of the vehicle. You gotta get stairs or carry them. which is fine. She's 15 pounds. And if I did bring her upstairs, I'd have to carry her, and that's fine too, because she's small. And I told him, I'm like, and I was kind of thinking like her to sleep in my bed. Boy, I thought, I'd never imagined he would say, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I never thought in a million years he would say that. But because she's small, he said that. And he's like, she'll just cuddle right into a slice of the bed. It's like no big deal. She's tiny. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I just love her so much. And I know she needs that reassurance. And I want to give that to her. It just like fills my heart. If I don't get her, I'm going to be so sad. But I'll accept it. I'll accept it. If they find someone better than me, a house, their main thing is they don't want her returned. And I don't want her returned either. And if they find someone that's a better match than me, then they don't have to worry that maybe doesn't have a rabbit, maybe doesn't have another animal, maybe only has another dog. Then, you know. But I hope not. I hope I get her. Because if they know me and they don't know me, and that's the problem, like, I'll do anything for my animals. I will do anything. Like, I put them above myself. Like, I put them first. Because they don't understand. They're just animals. And they're at our mercy. They just have what we give them and what we let them experience. We're their whole world. So, we're their whole life, really. So, I want it to be good. Love you. Have a good day. Rose, my boy. Going to work. Anyway, I'm going to take off for now. Hope y'all have a good day. See you next time. By the way, subscribe, because you might not find me again if you don't. When I was at my mom's house, my mom was trying to search for my channel by name and couldn't find it. Now, I had previously sent her the link, and she had subscribed, so I showed her how to find her subscriptions. But that concerned me greatly, that we put in my name exactly as is and couldn't find me. So that's what I'm saying. If you subscribe, you'll be able to find me and see my new videos as they come up. I would hate you to just never see me again if you were interested. So think about that, and I'll see you here next time. Bye.